So what's poppin' fams? Today I'll be bringing you a special type of video. So in this video I'm gonna go over quickly my top 3 subclasses as of right now in the meta. The upcoming nerfs, which I'm sure will come one day, will impact this, but as of right now, since the April update, these are my opinion of the top 3 subclasses, and so let's get started right away. At number 3, the third best class, for me anyways, personally, is the Voidwalker. The Voidwalker is a great class because its melee is strong. Maybe not Scorch before it was nerfed. Not Scorch melee strong, but it is very strong and very similar to that Scorch melee with, what is it called? That perk that allows you to recover your health when you hit someone on impact. So it's similar to the Scorch one, but not as OP. It's still annoying, but I digress. And then its nades are really good. Or at least Axion is, and Scatter is really good with the Nothing Manacles. So it's definitely a great class, but I'm mainly saying this at this perspective of a sweaty player, so I won't include many exotics. So just keep that in mind. So that's why I'm saying that Axion is probably the best nade, and definitely the reason why I think Voidwalkers are third best class right now. Other things include the super. The super's not as great as people think it is. Lance is the default one that I use in like Mayhem Rumble, and others I use Scatter because it has the most area of effect and the most guaranteed chance of killing somebody, because a lot of people choke Novas, but a lot of people like Vortex. I personally don't. It's not many times I've killed someone inside that Vortex, but I digress. Void is third because of great melee, nades, and just a pretty damn good super. Coming in at number 2 is the most controversial subclass in the game right now. I actually had a very hard time picking whether this one was second or first, but quite honestly, I'm gonna make my debate why it's second, even though I do main this class, and if you haven't noticed by the gameplay, I'm talking about the Stormcaller. It's the most hated class right now, and for understandable reasons. The melee is ridiculous, but like all things, it wasn't apparent enough until everything else was nerfed, but I digress. Regardless, let me get on to this. So besides that melee, which will probably get a nerf because people are complaining a lot about it and such on, and does it deserve a nerf? Quite honestly, to me, stop with the nerfs, buff. So I would say no, just buff everything else. It's annoying. It's just getting annoying with all these nerfs. Regardless, moving on. The nades are meh at best. The arc bolt was nerfed to who knows where. It's gone. The Stormcaller nade, the exclusive one, is like meh. The Storm nade, it's really meh because they have to stand there. It's got good range, but it's really not a good nade, especially in sweats. And the other one, can't remember what it is. Oh, the Pulse nade, the one that no one uses. Yeah, it's not. They don't even use it on Titans. So regardless, that nade is just no. The super, yes, it's good. It's strong. But I do think Sunbreakers, even though it's not on this list, yes, I'm already giving away Sunbreakers not on this list, they're harder to kill for me. Like, I can easily kill a Storm Chance headshot or something, but I have a harder time killing a Titan. Maybe it's because most Titans, for me, they just Titan skate, and Warlocks are just slower, so it's easier to pop on their heads, or just to catch them with 2 shotties and then a melee, or a shoddy melee shoddy, something around those lines. Or if you have a shoddy with close and personal, there you go. So I have a harder time killing a Sunbreaker than I do a Storm Chance. I think people just can't kill Storm Chances because of Ionic Blink, but I mean, if you just can out-juke a Storm Chance, they're pretty dead. A Sunbreaker, you can hit them in the back once, they turn around instantly if they have like a high sense, boom. Of course, I'm talking about the higher skill gap, so this doesn't really apply to the lower skill gap, so I digress if you're having problems with that. Well, moving along right to number 1. And so for number 1, we have the Striker Titan. Now, I'm not saying it's overpowered, I'm not saying none of that. I honestly feel like we've gotten to the point in Destiny where we've nerfed so much that the Striker, the most balanced class alongside the Voidwalker, has actually become OP. Or not OP, but the best in the game. Sorry for that. So it's become the best class in the game as of now, just because everything else was nerfed just so badly, in my belief. I mean, Stormcaller's right up here too, but the Striker, the reasons why I'm putting it here is because the nades are pretty good, The pulse they said is not great, but I mean, it can still be usable. But let's be real, the real one that everyone uses, the real OGs, is the lightning nade. And the lightning nade is nothing short of great. It has great range, a little too much. If I had to nerf something, it would be the range on lightning nades, but I'm not saying nerf, just saying, just putting it out there. The time it lasts is also huge, but I mean, that combined with the range makes it a little strong right now. But again, not trying to nerf anything. I'm trying to buff stuff, not nerf. The game is already slow paced enough. And so the nades are great. Lightning nades are great. And then you have the melee, which is underrated because everyone still has that mentality of T-Rex arms. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that they haven't had that problem, but honestly now their range is just as good as Hunters, and it was like 4 something. They upgraded it like to get rid of the T-Rex arms. Hunters have around the same range. Pair that with Striker, Titan Skating. The Titan Skating that Titans automatically bring. Great nades, and a melee that could be used in multiple ways. One of them does like 165 with one punch, dude. Like, you can knock out a super if you have close up and personal, like, real quick. So on a shotgun, so like Matador, you can definitely do that real quick. So the melee is pretty decent. It's pretty good. It's not a Thunderstrike, but it's actually really good. People underestimate it. I think the worst melee in the game right now will be the Hunter, but regardless, moving on. They have other uses for that melee, but the lightning nades are great. The super is a tactical super. You can't just go up and use it and get like a few kills like Storm Trance. It's not an aggressive super. It can be, but you have to place it smartly. It's not a super that you're just gonna instant get a quad feed. No, this is a super where you could use it to either A, extend your kill streak, or continue a kill streak, or such on, and then B, you can use it to get multi-kills, but that is usually pretty hard. But with Unstoppable, you could run into the middle of a team and somehow a little Titan Skating, maybe Twilight Garrison, smash in there, as one of my plays that I have on the gameplay will show you, and then you can get maybe 4 kills with that. So it could be used in multiple ways, as long as you're not using it just to smash and panic slam. This super can definitely be not a tier 1 super, but definitely one of the better supers in the game. So anyways guys, that will conclude my list. I hope you enjoyed. You don't have to agree with my opinions, just tell me the reasons why you disagree and such on. And that's it guys. That's the end of the video. I thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support, all the subs. If you could leave a like, that would really help me out. But I guess that's the end of the video, guys. I'm out. I hope I can see you in my next video.
Yeah, I only want to get the job done.